So that was Prime Minister Modi's statement following the bilateral meeting with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. India Today Global's Pranay Upadhyay continues to stay with us. Pranay, a key point that was made by the Prime Minister in his statement was that counter-terrorism cooperation was also discussed between the two countries. Tell us more about the measures that were agreed upon as far as counter-terrorism cooperation is concerned.
As you know, Anjali, that as Prime Minister also mentioned that Malaysia is the Indo-Pacific neighbor of India, and the the anti-terror cooperation or the security cooperation between India and Malaysia are intended to be strengthened, and an exchange of agreement happened to strengthen the security and information sharing. So clearly, on the front of counter-terrorism, on front of the security cooperation, on one side, both countries are intending to strengthen their partnership in terms of the information sharing, in terms of the capacity building. But on the other side, if the larger message from Prime Minister Modi was that the kind of position we have seen Malaysia has taken on the issue of Kashmir, or be it the issue of Zakir Naik, who's a known offender of India, who's still in Malaysia, and India has requested, and India is still pursuing the case of his extradition to India. So that remains an issue, and I think Prime Minister Narendra Modi wanted to highlight the fact that there cannot be double standards on the issue of counter-terrorism, and if we are committing ourselves for the peace and security and the global peace, then that same standard need to be practiced in bilateral relation as well. That there could not be double standards while fighting terrorism, and there cannot be two definitions for terrorism. So clearly, this was a larger message. But clearly, there is a political message as well, as Prime Minister wanted to give in this visit to Malaysia, because there is a large number of Tamil diaspora there. We know that there is an upcoming election in the state of Tamil Nadu, and the Prime Minister mentioned about the connectivity between the partnership between India and Malaysia is going to impact the roots of the age-old ties between India and Malaysia in terms of the Tamil diaspora as well, and the audiovisual agreement which was signed today and exchanged today, is clearly going to benefit, and clearly going to strengthen the partnership, the cultural partnership between India and Malaysia in terms of the Tamil films, Tamil songs, and
Right.
that will give more access to Tamil film industry in Malaysia.
All right, Pranay, do stay with us. In fact, we're getting some more inputs. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim hailed India-Malaysia ties. Prime Minister of Malaysia said that a meet with Prime Minister Modi will enhance the ties between India and Malaysia. He hailed the historic ties between India and Malaysia. In fact, not just Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister Modi also hailed the ties, calling them historic. He also emphasized that how Malaysia is the second country having the second largest Indian population, and that is what Prime Minister Modi said. And meanwhile, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has said that this meeting with Prime Minister Modi is going to strengthen the ties between the two countries, and he has called the ties between the two countries as historic. India Today Global's Pranay Upadhyay continues to stay with us. So Pranay, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has also hailed the ties between the two countries. How do you think this strengthening of the ties between India and Malaysia matter geopolitically, given the current situation of geopolitics? How significant is the strengthening of the ties between these two countries?
If you see the look east policy of India, if you see the India's ASEAN partnership, Malaysia stands as an important partner for India. We know that Malaysia is the third largest ASEAN trading partner for India, and that's why Prime Minister Narendra Modi has given so much of emphasis on strengthening the partnership with Malaysia. And in fact, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim clearly mentioned that to enhance and to strengthen trade between India and Malaysia, rupee ringgit trade is also being promoted, and in fact the digital payment infrastructure and interlinking of the digital payment system is also being worked out. But in terms of the global order, in terms of the global the geopolitics, if you see, Malaysia is also participating in various initiatives, be it Gaza Peace initiative, or be it the UN process. And in fact, Malaysia is also a contributing country, and therefore, India and Malaysia have decided to strengthen their partnership and cooperation in terms of in terms of the UN peacekeeping process, and the capacity building, training of the service personnel, and as Prime Minister also mentioned, the defense cooperation, that also remains an important part of the India-Malaysia ties, because as we were discussing that, how India can help Malaysia to service their Sukhoi 30 aircrafts, to supply the spare parts. Besides that, India is also looking at India is also looking at Malaysia as a potential market for the defense equipment, including some of the missile systems, possible BrahMos sales, or the naval platforms like frigates and corvettes
Right.
being built by the Indian shipyards.
Right. Pranay, do stay with us. Let's also listen into Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, his statement post the bilateral meeting, with him hailing the historic ties with India.
So, welcome, Prime Minister Modi. We have established excellent relations, and I'm proud to say thank you again, because in the last 2 years it has surpassed the normal traditional relationship, thanks to you and the team. And we have discussed privately too some of the issues of concern, which I think need to be elaborated by our team. But the principle is important, that we consider India as a great friendly nation of ours, close to Malaysia, culturally, and of course now geopolitics. And we will expect more collaboration in all